So I read The New Right by Michael Malice, and I highly recommend the book. I did quite enjoy it. I do find that if there was anyone that should have written this book, it was Michael Malice. This is a guy that is quite interesting because he doesn't really fit in any specific box. It's kind of hard to put him into a box. You can say what his ideology is. He's an anarcho-capitalist. You can put him in that box if you want, but it's not quite the whole picture there. You could call him a libertarian, and that's somewhat accurate, but not quite the whole picture because he's... You can call him an internet troll, and that's kind of accurate, but again, it's not the whole picture. It's interesting how there's a lot to him, and he's someone that I think is involved in certain groups enough that he understands them, and therefore can write about them, but not so much that he can't look at them from the outside. And this is what's helpful, where he does share some things in common with parts of the New Right. And the New Right is, you can call it like the Trump phenomenon, you can call it the Brexit phenomenon, whatever you want to call it. You can call it the white nationalists, whatever. The alt-right is part of the New Right. It is this, basically the conservatives that aren't part of the mainstream conservatism. It's the right-wingers that aren't part of the National Review, GOP, that kind of thing. It's the people that aren't part of the mainstream that are also on the right. And a lot of them, like, it's kind of this backing of the Trump phenomenon. That's part of it there. That's part of the New Right. And he does explain, he goes through step by step, explains the different parts of it, he goes through the more like anarchist side of it, then he goes to he goes to Gavin McInnes and Ann Coulter, and then covers Jared Taylor, and then covers Charlottesville, and he covers quite a few different people, and he covers Chris Cantwell. He covers quite a few people, a lot of alt-right people, because that's part of it, but that's not just it. He's not focusing on just that. He's focusing on the bigger group overall. And it's the fact that he is partially in it in that he can understand it, and partially out of it that he can look at it from the outside, that makes him so great to write this book. He is someone that I think I can trust to have a good opinion that is not afflicted by bias either for or against this group. He's someone that, again, maybe it's my own bias, but he covers it very well in a way that I found trustworthy. That he's taking a sincere look. He's not trying. He doesn't come across as on either side. He's not on playing any teams. He's just taking a look at this movement and telling you what you need to know. And I found this very informative because I'm not part of the alt-right, but I guess you can call me part of the New Right, perhaps. Again, I have no idea quite where I am, but I found that on the sides that when he was covering topics that I found myself familiar with, that he said a lot of the same things that I believed, and that was helpful. I think he did a good job of what he was covering. And of course, if you read as much of the book as I do, you got to read at least to the very end of the acknowledgments, like the very, very end, at the end of the acknowledgments, because that is Michael Malice style writing right there. But it's very good. I do highly recommend it. It's something that really, whether you're part of the New Right, whether you're not, especially if you're not, to be honest, if you're on the right or the left, but if you're not part of this New Right, it's worth reading and worth understanding. But let me know what you think in the comment section if you have read this book. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.